All right, so I'm Martin.
And I'm Thomas.
So we're here to introduce you our new sound collections we're going to release with Pro Sound Effects. It's a series of collections, of 3 collections of pianos. 1 is called Prepared Piano, 2 is called Broken Piano, and 3 is Design Piano. So as an introduction, I'll let Thomas present our first one, Prepared Piano.
So you might know the prepared piano, and we wanted to bring that concept for sound designers. So we went into a studio, and on the piano soundboard, on the strings itself, we put dozens and dozens of objects. So metal objects like nails, screws, chains, wires,
bullets.
Many things directly on the strings to stimulate some harmonics.
And dissonance.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, we sampled the whole piano. So all 88 notes were sampled with 2 velocities, soft and hard. And after that, we did some little accents on the piano, which are like small melodies that you can use for transitions. Just some spooky kind of transitions. After that, we did some chords directly on the piano, some dissonant chords.
The piano was completely in tune when we did it. It's just the objects that we put on the surface or between the strings that produce these dissonant sounds.
Exactly. And lastly, we did some improvisation directly on the soundboard. So somebody would play the piano and 2 other people would play directly on the strings with different objects, different metal objects like metal balls, some chains, some wires. So it sounded pretty crazy.
So on top of all the metadata that we put to help you find where to use it in your project, we also have, like you can see, A, B, C, which is the 3 microphones we've been using. We've been using 2 stereo microphones and 2 contact mics mono. So the stereo microphones were the MKH 8040s and the DPA 4060s. And we recorded those at 192 kilohertz, along with Barkus-Berry contact mics. So every sample has been recorded with all these 3 microphones. So you have access to each of the recordings depending on what you prefer, which one you prefer.
Yeah, and we want to bring you to our second collection we did. It's called Broken Piano. So maybe, Martin, you can explain what it is?
Yeah, well, Broken Piano was in the middle of a place we were already recording another collection, and then at the basement, at the last room we found on that place, we found this table of harmony of piano underground, all rusty and growly and dirty. So Thomas, which is a drummer, he already brought his sticks along with him because we kind of thought about it before. And but so we put the microphone on the piano, and Thomas and we did some moves on the piano, and this is the result of what we got.
Very dirty sounding, very raw.
Because all the rust that is there, when we slow down these recordings, we start to hear these grit and little debris.
That's a bit of what we did on the last collection, which is called Design Pianos. So we took parts of these 2 collections, selected the best part, and we did some design sounds with it.
So using pitch shift and processing to some certain sounds, and that's what it came up with. So it's really weird and scary. So when you're looking for sounds to create some weird and uncomfort, dissonance and grit and rust is really a good topic. So hopefully these will give you a good examples of what you can do with these.
Exactly. You can check out our demos as well, so you can listen to the whole collection excerpts. And thanks for watching, guys.